and just go down the line that applies for all of them. So the owner has to furnish a notice of claim, reasonably detailing out what the defects are. So assuming that they're in contract with the GC, they don't have to serve it on their subs, they serve it on the GC. And they reasonably detail out, say, whatever the problems are. Now, I recently received a notice of claim this way, and we're going to get into the next one. Once the GC gets the notice of claim, they then have 10 days to turn it over to everybody who they think may be responsible. So what should the GC be doing to cover himself? Send it to everybody that he knows. Does everybody know what CYA means? Call your attorney? You know? You send it to every person that you think down the line who the GC may have hired just to protect themselves. Because if that person didn't receive that notice of claim, they may not be in the loop. And it may delay proceedings later on because they didn't get notice of all of these defects. From there, so now the GC has given the notice of claim over to all the subs and all the people who it hired and thinks that may be responsible for these defects. For instance, it may be the pool, it may be the electrical, it may be whatever else. Well, that person that receives it from the GC then has 30 days, well, everybody really has then 30 days to go to the project, inspect the project, and look and see what's going on. Well, usually everybody's real good. I've never had this as being a problem. Everybody's usually really good about those time frames and about extending those time frames. If everybody's trying to work towards a solution, nobody really wants to be embroiled in a lawsuit. So everybody's trying to work to get this thing resolved. So we all look at so even though it says 30 days, people are real good about that. And what will happen is there's a free exchange of information, expert reports and everything else like that can be relied upon. And from there, there's 45 days, or really really 15 days from the day that you're strike them. You have 45 days from the recipient receiving the notice of claim to give a written response. Okay, so you received it. You have 30 days to get out and inspect it, and then from that same time frame, from that receipt, that you have 45 days to actually give a written response. Now, the written response can say, 1, it's not warranted. 2, I don't think I'm responsible for it. 3, I will fix it. 4, I think I'm partially responsible. 5, I'll give it to my insurance company, let them take care of it. 6, you don't respond at all. However you're going to respond, if you don't respond at all, then you're deemed to have denied it anyway. But then, I don't want to be on that side representing you because you had your chance, and it's going to look like you're really the person who's not trying to work in good faith. What happens now if you do not serve this, if the owner does not serve a notice of claim upon you, detailing out the reasonable defects? Well, I'll tell you, I just had a case last week, and I do this all the time. We file if I'm representing the contractor, it's already pre-printed. I've written this thing so many times. Motion to abate the case for failure to comply with Chapter 558 until this precondition happens. Well, I have one case where the owner went ahead and fixed everything, never gave the 558 letter. I filed it. That case is still abated. It's been 3 years. They're never going to be able to do anything. How are they going to get us to come out and inspect what they've already fixed and give us an opportunity to respond to it? They can't. That case is gone. All right? The other one is like the one that's going on right now that we just argued last week. We filed a motion to abate the case pending compliance with the Chapter 558. They give us back a letter. Here's our notice of claim dated September 22nd. The pool and the fountains don't work. Wrote them back. They compiled a bunch of things, and it was the pool and the fountains don't work, and the parking lot pavers also don't work. So I wrote them back saying, tell the unit owners of your apartment building to stop parking in the pool and swimming in the parking lot. And you need to give me back a better and a more reasonably detailed out notice of claim, because I don't understand what you're talking about. The pool's a pretty big pool. So anyway, in my opinion, that does not start, that notice of claim that they dated September 22nd does not begin, because it does not comply with the statute of reasonably detailing out exactly what the defects are. Now let's assume that they gave me this reasonably detailed out list, it lists 3 items, and come to find out in the middle of the lawsuit they really have 10 items. Guess what? Better start that notice of claim all over again. Because they're not going to be entitled to sue for those other 7 items because they didn't give me notice of it. I never had a chance to respond to it. I never had a chance to look at it. Well, that'll really conclude our seminar. We have a cartoon at the end. I just thought it was kind of cute. Basically, just shows that this is the end. Darn, I forgot the dead end sign. Hey, buddy, would you mind standing over this way a bit? The end is here. So this is the end. If anybody has any questions, I'll answer some questions. Anybody have any questions at all?
No. Did you have the paperwork that they needed for the, if they're looking for the CE funds?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I was going to ask if anybody had any questions first.
No.
Nobody has any questions? Okay.
Yeah, I had a question about if you put plants down, and let's say you put palms,
Okay.
and you can lien for those palms. But what if it comes to your attention that they had not been maintained, and they might use that against you, saying, hey, you didn't water the plants under in the water, they died, they give us bad plants. I saw a case like this before. Can you also lien for the maintenance of those plants until the time that you file your lien?
I would.
Only for the plants.
No.
And
Now, I understand that may be a contractual requirement that they have to. And,
right, who's responsible for keeping them alive? Because they'll say, hey, you deliver dead plants.
Right.
We saw that, and I was just wondering if it behooves you to just go ahead and pay for the watering of those plants until you can get that lien, and if you can get money for that.
Hey, look, I mean, again, then you're actually talking about questions of proof where the plants actually delivered alive or were they delivered dead.
Right.
I mean, assuming that we actually take your fact scenario as true, and this is a proven fact, that the plants were delivered alive,
Right.
and they were planted alive, and they're not otherwise defective. Well, first of all, you will have a lien right for it, but then the owner may have a claim if they are defective, saying that, hey, you breach your warranty that these trees are merchantable, or
But what I'm saying is, can you get that money for watering the plants while you keep them alive while you get that lien in place?
yeah, I wouldn't.
You
think
would not.
I wouldn't want to be the person on that side. I don't think you are,
Yeah.
because there was a case specifically on point, and what didn't have to do with watering, it had to do with pure maintenance of landscaping, and I think that's just too close